One of the common scams we see is what we call a 401k rollover scam. And what that means is the fraudster tries to convince you to move your money from a 401k, which is highly regulated, into what's called a self-directed IRA or SIDRA. And the reason they want to do that is, if you're like most Americans, almost all of your retirement funds are in 401ks. That's your biggest pile of money, and so fraudsters want to get access to that. And the reason they want to move you from 401k to SIDRA is the self-directed component. Instead of having an intermediary making decisions for you, you make them yourself. And so if I can convince you to do something, there's no one to stop you, no intermediary, no fiduciary, no trusted advisor. And so once they get you to move your money from a 401k to a self-directed IRA, then they pitch you these overpriced, hard to value coins, which in many cases they're charging you 1, 2, 300 times the market value. And because you don't have a trusted intermediary in between you and the salesperson, it's hard for you to know that you've just been ripped off. A good example is we have had a few victims, and this is not one person, it's a kind of an amalgamation of 2 or 3, who was in their 80s. The individual said, look, you have this 401k and it's not a way for you to protect your principal. This is not a way for you to insure your nest egg. If you move to metals, which don't move in value that much, you'll be able to safeguard your nest egg. They never promised high returns. They never said you're going to get rich in a minute. They said we're going to preserve your nest egg. And so this fraudster went to the person and said, I will join you on a phone call with your 401k company. I'll tell the 401k company what they need to know to allow you to move your money out of this regulated space into an unregulated space. Once the funds were transferred, he then actually helped the people fill out their forms to make sure that everything met the requirements for the new self-directed IRA. And then the pitch came. Then they said, look, these metals that I have are super special. They're fancy, they're rare. Don't worry about what the market price is. These coins are so much more valuable than that. Let's buy these. It'll protect your nest egg. And then sadly, when the first self-directed IRA statement came in, they saw that they had lost 40, 50, 60% of their value. And as someone in their 80s, they don't have the length to wait 40 years to make that money get back to where it was. And so many of these victims found themselves actually losing their principal, much less losing profits. If you need more information, I would strongly encourage you to go to cftc.gov. We have a number of customer advisories that will give you detailed information about some of these frauds and give you lots of very helpful tips to protect yourself. You can also go to whistleblower.gov. Whistleblower.gov is the CFTC's portal where you can make a whistleblower complaint. As part of that, they have both a complaint section, but they also have other customer information that will help you understand some of these complicated products.